Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've got a request from a lot of my subscribers asking me to create a video on all the steps involved in an implementation project, right from choosing a vendor to the steps which are involved during the actual implementation projects. So let me get started. I have divided this topic into two different sessions. So in the first session, which I'll be covering today, I'll be covering the initial steps before choosing a vendor and the steps after choosing a vendor. And in my next video, I'll be covering about the steps which needs to be followed during implementation project. So the first step is the company which is planning to implement the Oracle in this example software create something called RFP, request for proposal document. So the request for proposal document contains a lot of information. So it contains all the expectations of the customer who is implementing Oracle. So some of the requirements could be like, I want a software which can be accessed across the globe. So it should be available on cloud. It should not be an on-prem application. The application of the software should have a capability to honor, say, different time zones and different language requirements. The software should be easily customized to meet the business requirement. The software should have a capability to handle, say, multiple exchange rate. The software should be in compliant with so and so IFRS requirement, and so on. So you can specify all the concerned requirements in the RFP document, and then the customer sends that RFP document to different vendors. So the vendors then fill the RFP document. So it takes a while for the vendors to go through all those requirements, try to fetch the concerned information, and then fill the RFP document, and then they perform their presentation to the customer. And the customer have several meetings with the vendors and as well as internally, and then finalize the vendor. To give you an example, for one of the company where I was working, we had sent the RFP to 5 different vendors. All the 5 different vendors did their presentation, and we have chosen from 5 to 3, and then from 3 we have finalized the last vendor. So generally this fourth step takes a couple of weeks, and sometimes it could even take a couple of months as well. So in finalizing the final vendor, sometimes we should also visit the concerned outsourcing vendors office as well. I mean, office could be their headquarters, to find out how, what exactly their offshore resources and what exactly the infrastructure which they had, and so on. And the next steps which are involved after choosing the vendor is, the first one is the SOW. This SOW stands for statement of work. This needs to be signed by both the parties, that is the company which is implementing Oracle as well as the outsourcing vendor. This is typically created by the outsourcing vendor, and it has got again a lot of information which contains the details of the scope of the work which will be performed by them, the deliverables, the milestones, the payment methods, and so on. So again, this takes a while for the outsourcing vendor to prepare this SOW document. And again, he also gives a presentation of the SOW document to the customer, and customer also internally reviews that, and he get it vetted by their legal department as well if necessary. And then the SOW will be signed by both the parties. Only once the SOW is signed by the both the parties, then only the actual work can get started. And then vendor needs to gather the required requirements, whether it could be functional, technical, DBA, program manager, project lead, and so on. And after that's done, then initial kickoff meeting happens. In the initial kickoff meeting, from a customer perspective, all the critical business users as well as the critical the IT team users will be attending the meeting. And from outsourcing vendor perspective, they will have their program manager, project lead, and their critical technical users will be attending the kickoff meeting. And after that, the vendor will be sending a couple of their resources to the on-site and client location to interact with the business users, and some of their resources will be at offshore, and some of them will be sent to the on-site or client location. And I'll be covering all the entire steps which are followed during implementation in my next video. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video. For interesting videos on Oracle Financials, please do subscribe to my channel. Thank you.